Okay, and I'm back. Okay, so I was whining a bit about what Visual Studio is doing, so we'll just fix it. That makes the most sense. As Dan and Beard says, we just config, and it's been so long since I've configured Git because, like I say, once you configure these things, it could be years ago, you never expect to change them again. Alright, so we're going to make another one for cargo init. Let's do... No, it's cargo new. -- bin. I'm just going to reduce this. Thanks, Dan and Beard, you saved me a bit of time with that. And this is called temperatures. Temperatures golf. And let's see, temperatures golf. Well, it never created the Git stuff this time. Does it remember my options from before? Well, in any case, I gotta copy it now. I intentionally didn't remove the option last time. Okay, and we're going to copy the code over. But we're going to go back to compete. We're going to do the golf one. See, there's not many. There's only these 3 golf ones. And Thor, we're never going to get any better. We don't think so. And temperatures, so there's not as many people in these other ones, so we may not get as many points. But maybe it's based on distance from the top, so maybe we do get a few more points. So that's our previous code. Want to see if the previous code still works? It still does. That's helpful. So we don't have to worry about writing code. Select a file. Where's the coding game? Temperatures golf source main. Let's download IDE to file. We're good with that. So where are we? Let's check the nonsense. We're at a code size, the unresolved code size. Again, we should probably be quite near the bottom. Still computing the code size. It says rank nothing. How do we have no... What's this? Oh, there we have it. Because we're now 9,000 of 10,000. This is really weird that like we're not like dead last. Unless the other people just actually didn't solve it beforehand and just didn't manage to solve it. That's an actual possibility. So, let's go here first. Where are we? I'm actually not in there. I have a different directory. Temperatures golf source main. Alright. We don't need print air. That already saves some. How much does it actually save? Wow, it saves like 200 characters. Get rid of this crap. So we get rid of the easy stuff first. This one's going to compress a lot more, but we're going to be limited a bit in the absolute minimum size because of the line parsing. Okay, so the simple reduction, actually make sure I convert to tabs as well. So this is a simple reduction. Let's see how far up this gets us. We were at 9,000, and let's see where we go up to with this simple stuff, because that reduces the code size quite a bit actually. Went from 1,000 to like 600. And let's see what the Rust scores are. I bet they're pretty small. They're going to be similar to Tron. That didn't change our rank at all. That makes no sense. Okay, so the code is tiny, and there's a lot of people who have done Rust. And evening Rust here, this is not a... It's not taking our new code size yet. Ah, there we go. It jumped up to 8,000. Their interface is a bit weird sometimes. Sometimes you just don't... It doesn't update. Okay, so we're all the way up to 8,000. and we're at the 600 bracket. We're at the top, I would say, of this thing. We have to get down to 500. I think that's doable. Let's see where Dwarfy is on this one. Hey, Dwarfy's there. He is 243. These top guys, we don't know what they're doing though. Okay. So now we have this. What reductions can we actually do? We parse input. Our parse input is only ever I32, so let's remove that first. Okay. I think that's all I did. Car will build. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I gotta change all the other types. Wherever I typed I size 2, also must be I32. There's only the one. Okay, and that was the obvious fixes. Let's change the name of input line to just I equals ... into. Let's read I. Parse I. You know, maybe I is not the best in for input line. We'll say line. Here becomes the great value of using a serif proportional font. I can tell the difference between one L and I. It's totally safe to use them. And inputs, we're just going to call these S. Actually, we don't use L again, so let's just read back into L. And this becomes L.split. Does this still compile? It still compiles, that's good. We'll assume we didn't break it. And there must be a max fiction we can use here. This would really... There's got to be a way we can map this down to nothing. So this is the core part of it. I think we can reduce. Closest equals 0. First equals true. Closest equals t. So we're going to say max. We're going to have to split this whole thing though. What is t? Well, first of all, let's do this. Split.map. This will be our structure here. Parse input I. And again, just like before, if you didn't see the explanation I gave to whoever it was before, sorry, I forgot evening, winter sun or something. Sorry. I do all the structural changes first before I reduce the names too much so it doesn't get too confusing. So this T should still work. Did you mean L? I did. No, I meant S. I didn't mean L. Don't suggest stuff they don't mean. Okay, let's make sure we're still working. Uh-oh. We're not working. We screwed something up. What did I screw up? What, we're already bad at this point? No, let's go this way. Let's see if we already screwed that up. I think I know where it is. Let's redo that stuff I had here. And I think we need to have an L.clear here. I'm not clear on why that would cause a panic though. I'm not sure why not clearing it would cause readline to fail. If readline needs something clear, why doesn't it just clear it? Okay, but we don't need these unwraps. We don't actually care if these succeed. That's not our problem. Oh, clear standard line. Okay. So we have a t. T is this value, parse t, and we want to do max. And this is what I don't remember how. Max. Let's do rust max. We need to map the max, though. Not two values. How do we do the maps of sets? Rust max iterator. No, rust max iterator without that. How do I find the max value in something like this? No, that's not what I want. No, that's wrong. Somebody's got to know how to do max. Max by. There we go. Max by. Enumerate. Max by. Let's see what that does. What does enumerate do anyways? Anybody know what enumerate does? I don't need to know that. Max by. I don't need the iteration. Okay. Memory, thanks to you. Let's just test that out. Yeah, for projects this size, it's not going to make a difference. We have compile times of that, but cargo check. Alright, that is a bit faster compared to cargo build. Oh, we're not really much, but actually, wait, this comparison is not a max. Sort by. Yeah, I think you're more correct with sort by. Sort by will do what we want. How does sort by work? Sort by A comma B, B comma. Oh, we have to return those silly values. Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore me for a second while I make the code really big. Do we have to collect this before we sort it? We do. Is it not there by default, iter tools? We should make that request, iter tools. It might help, yeah. They have some crates there, though. I don't know if they have the standard ones or not, but let's check. So we collect, and then we're going to do v.sortBy A comma B, and how can I do this really tightly? Okay, so we really just have two conditions here. If A equals B, then we return A minus B. We have to do A minus B, else. Sorry, get rid of this. Else we return A abs minus B abs. Does this look right? I'm going to find out. Print line v0 cargo check. Oops, I made a mistake. type of the value must be known. Again, yeah, that's the weird thing. It's a vec, trust me. Oh, not this shit again. We have to return it. This actually might kill it. Because I have to return this ordering thing, we might actually have a problem where it's slower. Or less code. Right, because we have ordering less. And this is a lot of code I'm going to have to type. Wow, that might actually make it a lot slower. Or a lot more code. I have a strange feeling our loop is going to be shorter than it. Just because of that. Just because we have to type this ordering in there. I know, because the ordering is so long. Because I have two conditions. Oh. Yeah. I don't think it's going to help. Because you're going to have ordering less. We have to cover all the situations, and that's just as much code down here. Except this code, I can reduce all the names down to nothing. So I have a feeling this sort by is not actually going to help. Unless we can do like the enumerate, which does this step here. But I think we can. I think we can at least do this. We can get rid of the sort by. So I don't think sort by is going to work just because the comparison, because we have to read ordering colon colon, it's just going to kill it. We're going to assume there's at least one input here, and closest input I32 is just going to be V0. Get rid of the first. And then we can simply do for t in v1 dot dot. I think that works. I'm trialing random stuff here. Get rid of this. Because this gets really short if I just do this, if I just clean that up. I32 is not an iterator. Can't we iterate this? How do we iterate a slice? Oops. Oh, wonderful. This stuff again. I don't care. No, then we just do this. For t in 1 dot dot v dot len. vt. vt. Let's see if this is still working, not that I've broken it. Alright, it's still working. That's good. Good point to do a check-in. Git add cargo log. Git commit. Still sane. And what else can we get rid of? So we're pretty small now, and we're getting a lot of overhead. Before we reduce names, we can probably reduce this a bit more. Closest equals VT. Is there an early way to return early from a loop? Because all I really need to do is I don't need to return the closest, I just need to return T. So I can just make C be 0 instead. C equals T. And then I can do VC. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Closest is now VC. Okay, fine. We've got that reduced. We've got that. Let's actually simplify this. And D. I don't even know what code I'm trying to solve anymore. Like there must, yeah, as you say the edA-tools, there's probably somewhere in edA-tools that does exactly this type of thing. There might be a filter or something, I don't know, but whether it'd be shorter or not is the other question. Because these are quite short. Whoops. And we have those two absolutes. There's nothing we can do about that because they both have to be the difference in absolute. It's the closest one to 0. Okay, we do that. That's packed. That's packed. If n equals 0, we have a special case up here. This kind of sucks. If n equals 0, it breaks. They put that one in their test cases just to be annoying. But there must be some way we can simplify this. Actually, there is. We don't have to have that anymore. Actually, wait, we'll put it down here. Well, I say if n equals 0 here. 0 else. I don't know if that saves us this whole block. I think that gets us shorter. Does it still work? There's one that has a 0. Nope. So, yeah, it's right here because we don't read anything in. And that's what I kind of shitty about their 0 case is they don't even have the next line of input, which is kind of like blah, no line of input. So we can't get rid of the duplicate print line, or not without a lot of work. Unless we add a new function, but that's not going to save enough. So what can we get rid of more? Do we do a parse input? We still have parse input. We can just call this P to help a bit. Or we call it W in the other one. I don't know why. Might as well just do W here as well. That saves us a little bit more. The extern crate, yeah, okay. Just, you're quite right, remember, just to replace this loop here is probably not worth it. That's where a lot of these other languages kind of get away with stuff. They just have a whole bunch of crap in the standard library. There's no reason you have to import it and stuff. But they're really not. I mean, for golf they're fine, but there's not a reason I'd use it enough. Let's see. This vector does not need to be mutable. Clear line. And there was a way, and this is what we're still looking for, is apparently in older Rust there was a way that you could do dot lines, and nobody's figured out how to do this in the current Rust, and that would save us in many cases to do multiple lines parsing that way. Now if we collect this, and we may not need to collect here. We could, in theory, iterate directly. Because actually no, because we're doing a lookup. Yeah. Should wait, no, I think we can do this directly. Let's not collect this. Let's make this an iterator. Does anybody know the iterators? And we're going to do a v.next. Oh, this is stupid. The unwraps are going to kill us. And maybe v t. This just becomes c t. This is, I don't get the syntax right. And this just becomes print c. Is that actually smaller? It is smaller, so if this works, cannot borrow mutably. And see, I'm not trying to borrow mutably. This is a copying thing. C is a... Maybe it doesn't know that yet. Maybe it doesn't know that this is an I32. That's why it's trying to copy it. Well, fine. We'll just make this mutable then. Piss off. Wow, does it actually work? I don't trust myself on that one. Well, it looks like it might actually work. We've actually done some Rust syntax from memory. Amazing. Amazing. So, we've just taken the first one and we've reduced that indirection, and we saved a bunch of the collecting stuff here. Everything you stick counts against you. The size of this file. But you can't import non-standard crates, so it's not, you can't cheat and, hey, you know what? I bet that's how some of the top people are working. If you're using a language that can do a web request, you could go put the whole code somewhere else, just download it, and do an eval in JavaScript. That would really be cheating. But in Rust, I'm guessing there's no eval, there's no way it's possibly going to work, but it's just what you have in the file here. But that would actually be impressive. I'm tempted to just do that. Just go like the shortest web shortener and go to JavaScript and do a fetch and do an eval. But some of the code is so short, I don't even know if you could do that. But I'm actually curious. Maybe that's how they're doing it. Maybe that's why there's only 3 golf competitions. Maybe they gave up because people are just cheating. Okay, n equals 0, print line 0. I don't know how much more this would do. Let's just pack this into a line that's still sane. And actually, we can save a bit here. Print the line. Now we pack this in here. See. I think that works. Yeah, that packs it down a little bit. If you don't understand it, basically a print line, these things, I just have a big return value in all of them now, and it saves a little bit. Not much we can do with readline anymore. Is there anything we can do with n? Where is n actually used? Is n really just used here? Yeah, we don't use n anywhere else, so let's just pack this in here. Save us some code. Let's see where we are at 383. I think we're doing pretty good. Everything should work. And we've reduced our code almost in half, not quite. So at 383, where do we stand? Like, look at these first solutions here. Like in Perl, although I'm willing to believe that with Perl, Every character in Perl is like a high order function. So 383, well, there's still a lot smaller solutions than that in Rust. So we're going to have to pack that down a bit more. Must be a way where, like, our code's almost twice as big. We have to remove at least another 100 lines. Well, at least I have to get down to 346, so let's focus on that. It's just read line stuff. I don't know how to get rid of this. Do we have a parse? We have two W's now. Do we actually need to start the parse the W here? What if we just say L.trim equals 0? Because that would let us get rid of the macro stuff. Which test case is the one that fails a 0? Number 6 is the one that fails a 0. Okay. Now they have different... I'm going to just submit it to make sure this works first. Because they do different inputs sometimes. So it's still happy with that. 388. Which means we can get rid of the macro up here, because the only place the macro is used is down here. So we can do s.trim.parse. It's possible we can get rid of the i32.unwrap here as well. So this saves us quite a bit, I think. Yeah, that saves us a lot. Do we actually... Can it figure out i32 on its own? No, it can't. Of course. So, like, complete type inferencing is only useful when it can figure things out. Otherwise, it's just confusing. How else can we trim this? Before I do the ridiculous stuff. Okay, the next easy step is this. What are we at? We're at 345. 341. That saves a few characters. Let's make sure, yeah, it works. Those are 3 characters. And I'd really like to simplify this. Does Rust have higher order functions? I mean, first order functions. Can I do that? This kind of bugs me. I thought Rust was somewhat functional. Why can't I not take the address of a function? Let's at least do this. s.readline. This should work in theory, no? Yeah, that at least works. So we can at least reduce that a bit. s.readline. s.clear. We're down to 336. Not much more we can do there. mut-l into, we know for sure we can't reduce this anymore because you need the mutable. There is no way to read lines other than this read line, and it takes the mutable, so there's absolutely no way to split this down anymore. That's just dead. We saw that in the other one. And this means it's impossible to win with Rust because this is already bigger than the top programs. Trim if L-trim equals 0. If there's no line feed, we might get away with that. Let's see if that actually works. If we don't have to trim it. That's test case 6, I think. No, we don't get away with it. That kind of sucks, so we have to trim it. There's probably a starts with as well, but everything else is longer than trim. Unless somebody knows how to do like that. No, we can't do an index. Can I do a slice? Okay, let's just go back to trim because anything else is longer than that. If else, count 0, clear read line. I think we're running out of things to do. The only thing we do is something around here. Can we reduce that here? I don't see a way to do it though. Trim, parse, trim, parse. The idea we had before was split white space, and let's try it here again. We're at 336, so split white space dot map, and then you can remove the trim as well. And it's longer. That's exactly what it said. Longer. It's just doing split space, and trim is shorter than split white space. V next dot unwrap. Nothing we can do there. T and V. Alright, I think I'm done seeing it. I think we're just going to have to pack this together. I don't see any way to reduce this anymore. Let's just do this. Git commit. Last almost sane. And now... But this doesn't get us down low enough because we're only removing like another 30 characters by splitting this all up. And where are the targets at? So I'm not happy with that because we don't get close to the targets. Just assume the 100 guys are cheating, but these 200 guys here, and Dwarfy's been consistently good, so there must be a way to get 243. Alright, let's check this out. Well, now we probably don't need lines because now we found another way, but on one of the other tests we could probably reduce it. Oh yeah, that's longer. Yeah, it's because of luck, but in some of the examples I think lines is better because lines gives you an iterator right away. Because it's all the lines in the file, and in some of them you don't want to continually read them in. If you can get all the lines in the file, that would help. But in this case here we don't have many lines, so it doesn't look like it'll actually help. Though it might, no, it's just... We've got it too reduced already. Abs. Any way to reduce this comparison? No, the same. Diff is less than 0 or diff is greater than 0. This is the comparison. Not much we can do about that. Last line checking. I don't know what else we have. Map, parse, unwrap. Can't avoid the unwrap. Endless unwrapping. Not much you can do with that. So just remove a bit, just remove bits at a time. I just don't see anything else we could possibly do at this point other than just removing white space. Let's pack some of these a little bit together first and see how we do. But this is really just white space packing now. 325. $322. I'm just reluctant to pack it down the last little bit because I'm still hoping, like, what would this actually be without that line? 296. They found some way to get this even smaller, and do you know how to read the entirety of the input at once? Does anybody know how to read the whole file as a single text? Because we could skip this condition here, because split unspaced is going to read the whole file in. And that's our last best chance, is to read the whole file as a single file. And I did that in one other test. It didn't work, but it was a good idea. So read line. Let's see where read line is. Let's see if there's something else. We're going to read the whole file on standard in. What other functions does this have? Read. It reads a U8. Mutable string. Read to string. That might end up being longer, but read to string might work. I want to read more about read to string. Because read to string might work, because if we look at the actual input stuff, at the test case, you have a number followed by numbers. And we don't care about this number. It's only if it's 0. And it's almost completely irrelevant to us unless it is 0. But if we could somehow skip it, no temperature in the last one. There's 0 input, so we'd still get a 0. I think somehow we can save work by doing that. If we read everything in as just 1, and okay, let's try that. I'm going to undo some of the stuff I did here. Get some of our formatting back. No, s.readline works. Because what we can do here, I think, s.read to string and mut-l. And then this nonsense here, because then we can do this v.next.unwrap. Or is this going to end up being longer? Then we also have a v unwrap here. Let's see if this actually works first. No, because we're going to have to input this stupid thing. So we're not going to save anything for the fact that we're going to have to use standard IO read. Yeah. Like, this just adds a whole bunch of crap on again. Do you remember what we had? Whether this was shorter or not? Oh, and it's going to piss us off too. Immutable borrow here is mutable cores here. Oh, I forgot to remove the other lines. Actually, we might be okay because we don't need to. We might actually remove enough to make this worthwhile. Cannot borrow mutably. What do you mean? I don't need to borrow mutably. Why does this suddenly not work? Alright, but we only need to use that once, so we can do that. Does this work? If this works, I think this saves us actually stuff. Unwrap, error. No, it's failing. Why is this failing though? We read everything into these little V's, into I32s. If it's a next unwrap is 0, then we return 0. Else, we unwrap another one. I'm not seeing why this fails, though. Why is this actually failing? There's 5. This should have no problem whatsoever. Where is it actually failing? In my reduced code, answer 7. At answer 10. It's going to make up its line. It's either at line 10 or at line 7. Gives both in the output wonderfully. This is not... oh yeah, because we need to do split white space now, so that loses us a little bit more. But we don't have to call trim anymore, so that loses us one character, but overall it might be worth it. Okay, let's check that. If that actually works, that would help a bit too. Okay, that works. Thanks you. And so this solution actually saved us quite a few lines now. That gets us down to 321. Where were we at before? 383. So this saves us 60. By using read to string, we save quite a bit. And in theory, we should be able to put standard in now because we're using all of that. Yeah. So we're at 312. Yeah, thanks, Moore. I think we caught that at the same time. Where would 312 put us? I'm not going to submit because it's getting kind of annoying to watch it submit. Oh my god, where does it put us? It gets us, oh, it gets us quite a bit higher, 3 more steps higher. Okay, we'll easily be able to get above this guy because we're not running spaces. Anti-squid is the one here. This group here, we don't know if we can get to. Because there's something else we're missing. Like, this is getting really rough here. And we've got to get rid of something in here. There's still no way to get this into a file, a back thing somehow. Like just to make it return something. Print line, we have only one print line. We know we can't get rid of that. Can we want to get rid of this condition here at the 0. Is there some way we can get rid of the 0? I think there is. If one of these unwraps fails, thinking, could we actually get it? Okay, I think we could do this. So we're at 312, and I'm going to make a new file. I'll just put it over here, 312. So we're at 312, and the question we're going to do match v.next none 0. And then the else situation is here instead. Did I screw that up? I'm missing one. It's not actually saving us anything though. So it saved us 2 characters. It's got to be a way to make save more than that. 2 characters is 2 characters though. Oh, but that screws that up. Why is it trying? I thought... Alright, so something broke there in the matching. So it's not working anyways. It's only saved as 2 characters anyways, so I don't think that's helping. And... Alright, I'm not convinced yet. Why is this not helping? If v.next is now none, it should have done this. Otherwise it does this. This should have worked. I'm annoyed that it doesn't work. Right, because this should return... Oh no, it has a value. That's right, that actually has a value. Sum 0? Is that shorter? It's now actually longer though. Damn it. Our 3 code is 312, so that actually makes it longer. It does work, but our code's actually longer, so it's not clever enough. By adding this sum and unwrapping, I thought we'd save some unwrapping, but we don't. By adding the match and stuff, so we've not saved anything. We've added one character, because we were at 312. Unless there's some other way to do this. There's got to be some way to kick this out. How can I do this? Can you call .next? Probably not, because that returns a result. Actually, I have an idea though. Let's go back this a bit, back up to where we had it. Does this actually work? Nth. Is there like an or? Can you like default something in Rust? Can I just say the value or something? So let's check this. Match v.nth. Go to the first one. None becomes 0. And sum C. Yeah, that's what I want. Unwrap or 0. I want C to because that unwrap or 0. And then C. Whoa. Something went wrong. I do clear and expected one of something. Oh, I got the match. Sorry, I didn't mean to have the match. I want to just v.nth. Alright, that's shorter. That cuts off a lot if this actually works. Let's test the trouble case first. That works. Alright, so we cut off quite a bit there. 275, that cuts off a lot. Let's submit this. We have a history to make it look like we did a whole bunch there. 275, we're only concerned with Rust. That puts us up right here with xpixel. I'd really just like to catch Dwarfy, really. I mean, we've seen it before. It'd really be great to just catch up to Dwarfy. Boule we have beat. That's not a problem. Unless he's working on it right now. Probably Lobsters go okay. We could probably get up here. Let's see. I think we're getting close to Dwarfy range. Is there anything else we can cut out here? And I don't see how we get rid of this for loop. We've split this down a lot. We've split the input. We have a single read. The only way we do shorter is, like I say, if we could avoid this here, if there was one function in Rust that lets you just return a string, I have a feeling that in a year's time, if you update the libraries, there will probably be such a function, and all of our gar scores will be invalidated because there'll be a shorter way. But right now we have this print, and I'm actually wondering if there's a cheaper way to shorten this. Mute V. We can't get rid of the V because we have the nths. We can't get rid of V. We can't get rid of C because we use it multiple times. We can't get rid of these double absolutes. And although maybe there's some way we can do this. No, because we need to retain the value. If D is less than 0 or... Yeah, I don't see an option there. Unless somebody sees something more clever. I think that last little clever trick with unwrap or and nth is the last thing we can do. Unless there's some way to get rid of this I32. Actually, if we put I32 here, maybe it can figure out then, and that saves us a bunch of characters. So that saves us a few more, 272. That's good. And how high do these temperatures go? -2. Okay, so we can't use a shorter I. We can't use like I8, so we're stuck with that. We have this one, I32. We don't need types anywhere else. Into. Unwrap or, that's fine. T and V, nothing more we can do. I think we're at packing stage. How far does that get us up there though? Let's do this even. Git commit -am. Smaller. And so I'd say this is sane because this code, other than the weird variable names, is still totally okay. Nkoyan. Oh, Nkoyan comes to the rescue here. Hey, that's actually shorter. Thanks. LKSF. Thanks, Nkoyan. That's actually shorter, and you're quite right, the square. And it'll retain the relationship. 264, that cuts a bit more. So LKFS, we're just playing golf here, and we're doing the second golf one. We're trying to reduce this a lot. We're just playing the Rust one, but anyway, we'll reduce this even more. We'd be quite happy. There's a good chance. How many characters is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can't just replace it. And I'm just looking if we can get rid of this let and just replace it directly in here, but I don't think we can. Unless there's some clever math way to combine this, like maxing or something. And because that's the only throw left, because I don't, this bit up here I think we're done for. Wait, we might have results of results. No, it's going to be, that's going to be fine. What is RLS? I don't know what RLS is. Rust. What's the Rust language server? I don't know. No. I didn't know such a thing. What does it do? What does the LSB plugin do? So LKFS is trying to tell us there's something he can tell us here. There's a... No, we're not using that. I mean, it might help, but our check goes fast enough. I mean, the check's fine. But if there's a plugin, we can do it. I don't know how to do plugins in Visual Studio. Is it part of Visual Studio somewhere? If you could tell me where to stick it in, I would. Or I might look at it next time. I don't think it'll help us right now. We have nothing less here to stick in. And I think we're done. I think we're just gonna... You think the setup's still not trivial? Good, then I'm not gonna do it now. But thanks for more. Okay, so I'll I can look into it maybe and see if it works in Visual Studio. I'll try to get it set up because that might help us a little bit. As for now, I don't see any other way we can simplify this. Unless somebody sees another idea, there's just nothing more we can do. Clever. Saving little bits. Wonderful. Control-Shift-X. RLS. RLS, come on. Install. Done. I pressed install. What do I have to do now? Reload? Couldn't start client server. Rust up not available. Okay, so I don't have rust up, so I'm gonna lose that. I'll have to do that another time. How do I get rid of this extensions thing now? Go away. I'll fix rust up another time. I can't get rid of this stupid side thing. Go away. No, go away, view. Okay, there we go. Man, imagine that. I was looking for an X to close. How silly me. Okay. Is there anything else we could do here? And we can't do bitwise because they're not bits. Get with the M. They changed the design like every single release program, whatever. I can't keep up anymore. There used to be something with consistency of user experience, but a lot of companies just don't care about that anymore. I find it unfortunate. Phones are the big thing too. Every time the phone changes. Every Apple upgrade, for example, for the iPhone changed it too. Okay. Alright, so what else do we could possibly do? There's nothing left. We need all the split white space because we have line feeds. We have a V. There's nothing shorter than this. And there's no additional parse. There's just nothing, I think. Alright, let's pack it. Let's pack it and go and say we're done with it. This is the silly part of golfing. There's one more there we can get rid of. $238. Does it still run? $238. I think that's what we're going to do with 238. Wherever we're at in 238. Up to Rust. Oh, we beat Dwarfy! Yay! We beat Dwarfy! Oh, but now we're right beside Lithuania at 235 and Swag Colored at 230. So these both guys, oh man, something that but Arc SRL has find something different. I'd really like to see what the solutions some of these guys have. I'm very curious, but they don't show them. But I think that's enough. We got it 238. Pretty good here, and I'm happier. We did it. So Dwarfy usually had a trick. I'm tempted to go back to the other one, but let's go back and let's see the compete. We don't get scores for this right away. But what we have is we have the compete section done, and I think for Rust, there's nothing left we can do for Rust. We can shave off a few characters. It doesn't save much position anyways. We still end up losing anyway. We never get very high up, but I think we're doing as well as reasonably can be assumed for Rust. And I don't really like golf in general. I just saw a few points. And again, the reason why I just wanted those few extra points was just for this I'm a mentor thing, to push ourselves up into I'm a master. So we can say that we're master Rust coders. As silly as that sounds, that we get to say that. And to get to the Grandmaster, we're going to have to actually get some more. Code Golf is worth very little. Optimization, we're not very high. Clash of Code is worth way too much. But I think it's mainly because people aren't playing it so much that we're up in the top 0.1%. And contest, we obviously can't get contest points until a contest starts. Kind of a bit unfair, but we'll get there next time. I think they start in March. And then we'll get up to Master. We had this big jump here originally, and I think that was all from the first multiplayer and that. We could also bump up multiplayer because you notice a little bit dip down here. That's because we were playing with Tron, and we had a decent thing, and then I put a new test in, and it bumps us down, and I didn't bother putting the previous one back because Tron I'm going to go back to. And, alright, we have a question. What is the primary reason you use coding game for? Learning new algorithms, hanging out with fellow coders, having lots of fun, practicing this one with learning new languages, other. Well, it's great fun hanging out with you guys. So let's say we were hanging out with fellow coders. That's great. That's what we're doing it for. Not on coding game, of course, but they don't need to know that. So we're okay. We should be good here. That's all I really want to do. We have those two done. For next time, I'm not sure if we should do another compete. We should start a new one. We can do the Code for Life maybe next time. That's an option. It has graphics. We've been doing enough without graphics for a long time. Or we go back and do one of the practice ones. These optimization ones tend not to have graphics, I think. Or this one does. But maybe we should do, or we do practice. I'm not sure. I'm undecided yet what we start tomorrow. Whether we do a practice some. Like the Labyrinth we could probably do, but I don't know. I'd rather almost do the compete because the compete looks like long term we have those values. But again, some of these actually look really good too. They look like lots of fun, and maybe we should look at them. I'll still think about it. There's also the community puzzles. The paper folding one I didn't really like. I wasn't going to try that. So if you have ideas, just let me know for tomorrow, and then we'll either do a compete or start some practicing. We don't need to, just because we're going to probably be in the master thing overnight. As soon as we get those new scores, we'll be up to master anyways. So we can pump our level up too. It's nice to have the level up a bit higher as well. And that's where all achievements are from. All the achievements, I think, are from the mentoring thing. And it'd be good to have a couple of those. That's all I wanted to do tonight, so I should be online again tomorrow. Assuming my voice loads up, I have a bit of a sore throat, and I'm hoping it gets better and not worse. Then we'll see you tomorrow, and please again follow, subscribe, retweet, everything, all the fun stuff. Make us happen, get more people watching. It'll be more interesting. Come on Coding Game. If you're already on Coding Game, follow me and I'll follow you right back. And you obviously have the approach we have to everything. I don't mind if you have the same score as me. The point here is just to have a bit of fun and learn a bit of Rust. Then I will see you all tomorrow night. Thank you very much for watching.